Hi, today we're going to look at the basics of core graphics. Let's start here in Xcode. I'm currently at version 3.23. I'll make a new project. In my project under iPhone OS, window-based app, I'll choose iPad. My application name will be iPad Basics Core Graphics. In my very simple iPad application, I have an app delegate with a pointer as an ivar to my UI window class. In order to deal with core graphics, you will generally be working in a custom view class. So here I'll create an Objective-C class based on UI view. I'll call my class main view. Inside of main view, I'll override the drawRect method. Most of your core graphics calls will go here. Quick demo on drawRect. Let's create a string called message. We'll call the built-in UIKit draw at point. Placing the text at 1010 with a system font. In my app delegate, I'll create two instances of main view and retain pointers to them. In order to get access to them, I'll have to pull in the class header here. In my implementation under did finish launching, I'll set up those two views and add them as subviews. I'll place one at 1010 in the main window, make it 200 by 200 in size. Set a background color so we can see it more readily. Do the same for view 2. I'll place this one out at 300, 300, make it 300 wide and 400 tall. I'll set a background color here of gray. Finally, we need to add these views as subviews of the window. After we add them as a subview, the retain count goes up by 1. Go ahead and release them here. I also need to go to my dealloc function and release my views here. We'll save and build and check for any syntax errors. And we'll take a look at this in the simulator. Okay, so here we have our two views. The drawRect is called automatically. You see the text hello has been placed here. Core graphics has a dependency upon the core graphics framework referenced here. Using core graphics, we have some very powerful drawing functions we can place here in drawRect. To get started, we need a context in which to draw the objects. We pull this out with CG context ref. To get the current context. We'll pass in this context reference to a number of the functions that we use within core graphics. Core graphics acts as a state machine, so if you set a background and foreground color, you would then take an action like draw a line. You would use the current settings to create and render that line. They call it a painter's model, where if you paint one line and then paint the next line, your second line will be painted over the first. So what I might do, for example, is set our color. I might want to set a line width. Our context reference goes in here. and our width comes in here. Next I want to go to a specific point within the view. Pass in the context and then the XY position. Let's start at 15, 15. From there we'll add a line to a point. Pass in our context. And for X, let's go 15, and Y will go 100. At this point, nothing will be rendered until we do something with that path. For example, stroke the path with our current line. Save and build the app, and we'll take a look at our result. Here you can see in each of our subviews, DrawRect has drawn the line as we requested. Core graphics libraries are very rich. I'd give you one more example. Let's get our context painting in red, and then let's render an arc. The core graphics calls dealing with angles are almost all in radians. The radian is the angle of an arc created if you take the radius of the circle and wrap it around its circumference. The circumference of a circle is 2 pi times the radius. Therefore, to get to degrees, we take the number of radians multiplied by 180 over pi. So it looks something like this. Say we want a 90-degree arc. Okay, so here we can add an arc to our context at position 20, 20. The radius will be 40. The start angle is going to be in radians. The end angle will be radians plus, actually let's start at 0. And we'll move in a clockwise manner. Render that path. And you're on your way with core graphics. So hopefully this helps you out. If you want to learn more, see us at www.certifiednetworks.com. Thank you.